All right. Thanks everyone for joining us this morning. I know we took a little break last week when I completely spaced it and really wasn't in any shape or form to really be on the call. So I am getting better, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. One of the things I want to talk about a little bit is how each of you are doing, and then I'd like to talk about how we're going forward with the online launch. I think a lot of us have agreed that once a month feels good, so I want to get a consensus on that. I don't, it sounds good, and I think in the beginning doing every other week, sort of built some momentum, but you also don't want to, overstay your welcome a little bit, if that makes sense. And it also, if it gets really taxing on you, because you've got other things that you're doing as well as building your isogenics business, I don't want people to resent it either. So there's that happy balance. And because I do believe that if we would keep this up once a month, that as we build our list and as we add new people, we will gain new people that are interested in what we're doing. Now, if we're just cycling the same people over and over again, it won't be that. It might be with some people whose lives change, because every 30, 60, 90 days, as Lynn says, someone's life is changing. And so some repetition is important, but we also we want to be adding new people so that we have new people to add in to invite to the group. And I am working on that. I sort of stopped it for a little while. I joined a group. It's a women's networking group, and I was getting all kinds of responses, and I realized I don't feel up to talk to all these people. And I also knew that I wasn't going to just add them to my friend list and immediately say, come to this event, because you got to build a bit of a relationship with people first. Mm-hmm. So, all these things, are important. So are you guys feeling good about a once a month event?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think once a month would be really great, because there's so many other things going on too that I'd like to be able to really concentrate on the week we do have it. So, and if we know ahead of time, so then I can rearrange my schedule and so I can concentrate on other stuff at other times. That'd be great.
Yeah. So does it feel overwhelming? Teresa, did you want to share?
Yeah, I think once a month would be good.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think we were all feeling it, weren't we? Miss Katie, I always want to call her Kathleen, but Katie, how do you feel?
I think that's a great idea. The thing that I did run across is to be able to get impact in the group. In our launch party, we needed to have a volume of invitees, and I couldn't build up new, like you were talking about, the new flesh, like the fresh eyes in the time that we had.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of doing that. I also really like the idea of giving it a rest, and so it doesn't get like an overworked piece of leather, it stays crisp.
It's crisp. I like that. Crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Excellent. I agree with all your points there. And I have this great, new group of people that I'm inviting into my new list. I have so many lists, and I'm like, you know what? I need to create a new list. So that's what I did, and I started adding people to that. And it feels good. I just can't slam them with a whole new thing until I build some rapport with them and trust. But really, let's make that our focus. It's just to really take, what do you guys think? And I just want to get your input. If we took a month off, from that, 4 weeks, and we just focus on and build that list.
Yeah.
So focus on building our list. And then that way, by the time we do get to having another event, we're fresh. We've rested, we don't feel overwhelmed, or hopefully don't. And we've had time to build that list.
Right.
How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I also am holding this image in my mind of it being big enough so that we can have an alternating team.
Yeah.
Like, I have this vision, and this is such a great way to grow our business, that eventually there will be enough of us at any given, like every, still have it run every 2 weeks with our Life to Thrive Now greater team, because it's a big team. We can have 5 people run it 1 week, take a week off, 5 people run it another week, and then a whole different group.
Yeah, I love that vision, and
it's a ways away, but it's totally
it's a little. I think we just keep doing what we're doing now.
Yeah.
I love your vision. I know Bonnie's not ready for it yet. You probably already figured that out.
Right.
She seems to think it might be competing with Alive to Thrive Now, and I keep telling her it's not, but that's the way it is. Eventually we'll wear her down.
Right. And I'm just gonna hold that.
Yeah,
it's in my little hand.
Hold it. Yeah, and she'll get excited about it. She's just really wanting to protect what they've created so far, and once she feels relaxed enough, she'll change her mind. But okay, so I'd like for all of us to share some wins. May I start first? In spite of all my physical stuff, I have, for the first time since I came back to building Isogenics, I received double PIBs. Woo!
Good job.
Which was huge for us. Oh my God. I mean, I'm like going, that's a lot of money. Anyway, there was that. I had 2 people that I had sponsored in the last few months that really looked like they wanted to build a business and then decided not to, with not a whole lot of explanation. So I want you guys to know it does happen. They may come in saying, hey, I want to do all this stuff and I'm excited, and then they may just fall off. And sure, it affects you, but I'm so excited about the systems that we have, what we're doing offline, even how we bridge offline to online. And I feel so abundant with people to connect with that it probably bothered me for a few days, especially both of them, because they're both amazing people. And one of them I just thought would be so fabulous at the business. But the good that came out of that is it didn't shift my attitude for too long a period of time, which was a real positive. And then, what I thought was out of the blue, I'm working with Carol Pollock, who is our daughter-in-law, and she shared Isogenics with her sister Claudia, and they're both originally from Brazil. And this is where things can get interesting. Now, again, I can always know that things could change, but right now they are on board 1,000%. And it happened. What sold them, I think, in part was the way we're working the business, the steps. We get them in the group, and then we get them into a little chat thread and get to know each other and high-fiving each other and answering questions. That really made them feel like they're part of something. Being in the group is great, but you don't really feel that connected to everyone, right? It's just, it feels good. There's a group and people are nice, and that's awesome. I don't feel that the real connectivity happens until you invite them into a private chat thread with a few other people. That's where I think the magic happens. And then Carol got sort of, because when she first came, it was like, I only want to lose 5 pounds, and I love my job. That's what I was hearing. So I just okay, cool. She'll be a good product user. And then she brought her sister in. And then I was helping her sister on a Zoom go through her back office. And Troy, her husband, was there. And so all of a sudden, he had been researching Isogenics on the web, and he says, there's a business here, isn't there? Well, we're interested in that business. I said, really? He was skeptical, but he was interested. So that's sort of how he started asking, well, how many people do you have to have in your downline to make X, Y, Z? Well, let's have you look at the comp plan first so you know what X, Y, Z means. And it just turned out that Mary was going to be doing a training. These trainings that Mary and Bridget and Denise are doing on Tuesday nights are off the chart. I mean, they're doing it in a fun, out-of-the-box way. It's in bite-sized pieces so it doesn't overwhelm you. What I really liked is what Mary did on setting your goals and then bridging that to this software system. It's basically just a spreadsheet where you can plug in 3 different numbers, and you have a goal. You say, I want to be making $100,000 a year. I want to do that within a year or something. And you put these numbers in, and literally it tells you exactly what you need to do. I mean, it's like unbelievable. Now, it doesn't always mean you're going to hit those goals, but you have a roadmap, and you know what it looks like. And I believe a lot of people lose sight of their goals because they don't know what it looks like. And it's ambiguous. It's like, well, someday I'll hit that goal. So what Mary has done, I think, is very instrumental. And if you have not seen that video or any support material, go back into Team Y, Wealthy Healthy You, and go review it, because it will rock your world. Mary's really emerging as a very strong leader. And I think in part it's because she took on wanting to teach and train and step into that power. So very exciting stuff. So the win for me, I guess, ultimately was having some family members that wanted to build. I've never had that before. I've had a lot of product consumers in the family, but not one saying, hey, I want to build this. So another win was they agreed and are excited about, they signed up for the Charlotte, North Carolina Super Saturday at, I think it's the 27th of June, and that's like a huge deal. So anyway, that's my share. Who else would like to share something they've had a win? Any kind of win. Even the smallest things, gratitude, right?
Okay, I will. Okay, first of all, I've been doing that magic book, and it's I don't even have words. Like,
It's pretty
Life-changing.
and it's no coincidence. Like, the day yesterday was all on money and thanking for your bills. Well, on my list for the day was to pay my bills. Like, I didn't even know that. And this is the first day I took Belle for a walk, and I'm going to do it the minute we get done. But this is the first day I haven't done it when I first got up. But I'm loving that book, so thank you.
Oh.
And I signed up like 4 people. It's taken time, I was thinking, from that first party we did. And 3 of them are loving it. One of them is somebody who did it when I first started. But the 2 other ones, they're like loving it. They're like, we love these products. I mean, I just am not used to that. I'm used to having to not talk people into liking something, but, and one of them isn't answering any of my calls, and that's okay. I'll just let her be. But I think she's overwhelmed with life. But it's just so fun having people who love the products as much as I do. And I hope they just keep on. So
Teresa,
a blessing for the week.
That
And
was a
then
big win.
another girl who Mom's Party is really researching it, and she needs to lose quite a bit of weight. And she's thinking about doing a medical weight loss thing in a few months, but she's looking at isogenics also. And she is in Alive to Thrive, like liking everything. And she's really paying attention and really likes it. And I've given her some samples, and she likes them. And so she told me 2 days ago that she's trying to figure out in her budget, because I suggested to her, like, why don't you just try the 30 days? It's a money back guarantee, and see if it works for you. And so she's trying to find the money to do it, but I just kind of am excited if she does do it. She's really doing her research and is serious, but she does need to lose a lot of weight. So I'm thinking I should plug her in when she does sign up with someone who has lost a lot of weight, like 100 pounds.
Yeah, we can work that out, definitely.
I don't know. But it's exciting having people start that are liking it.
Oh, I'm so happy. Hey, congratulations, Teresa. That makes me very happy. Thank you. Carrie, do you have anything you want to share?
Well, I mean, my life has been just off the wall lately, but the biggest share that I have is that my husband has lost 15 pounds now, and he's really excited about that. So he started talking about the products, and he does have friends who've been interested in what I'm doing for the last year. So with him being on board and really exercising, watching his food, and drinking the shakes and ready to do a cleanse, I don't know when that's going to happen, but still the 15 pounds is a real positive. And I think it's going to just, there's going to be ripples flowing up from there.
Oh my God. It almost brings me to tears.
Yeah.
And to have him share or just pique interest and then turn him over to you. Just tell him, just pique interest, turn him over to me.
That's exactly what I'm telling him,
And I love your haircut. It's so cute.
Thank you.
Okay, Linda, something you'd like to share?
Let's see what's going on. Well, I did have one girlfriend who's been watching me since I joined Isogenics, and no. I have my own protein shake. And she called me last week and said, "Okay, I'm going to do the cleanse. I still want to do the shake, but sign me up for the cleanse." So her product should show up any day now, and so we'll see what happens with her. I mean, I completely didn't even consider her at all because she's been telling me, those really closest friends who just kind of watch you, but are, she's one of those. But anyway, so that's kind of interesting. And the other thing is that I'm kind of putting together, I watched, I think it was one of Eric Worre's videos or whatever, and I realized he said something, he was talking about signing up 20 people in 30 days or whatever, how, should do things fast and stuff. And most of it was way beyond what I was comfortable with. But he did say that you're signing up 20 people in 20 months, each person feels like an orphan. And that one really hit, that if you're not, so I realized, well, I have a whole lot of people I've signed up in 2 years. I have a whole lot of orphans. So I'm putting together a little kind of support group, and I've had other people who aren't even on Isogenics, who are doing one of my other diets or other clients. Everyone keeps coming up to me the last couple of weeks saying, "I know what I'm supposed to eat. I just don't do it. I need an accountability partner."
Wow.
And so with this a commit to 3 thing we're doing, I went, "Ooh, okay." So we're going to brainstorm in 2 weeks. I'm getting a bunch of people together at my house. We're going to brainstorm, but I'm going to suggest the commit to 3 as a piece of what we're going to do. We might meet together, but I have other people who are long distance, so I'd like to use commit to 3, maybe our own Facebook group, and have kind of an accountability group. Yeah. Most of which are doing Isogenics, but not everybody, and some who have kind of fallen off and may buy shakes like once every 3 months. Maybe we can, and so I want to not have people feel like orphans. So that, even though the 20 people in 30 days was, that'd be great, but that's like, I just can't do that yet. But not having orphans, that piece I can do, is not have orphans with the people who I already have who are having a hard time sticking with it. So that's going to be my big thing, is trying to at least get the people I already have not feel like orphans, and maybe then I'll feel better about trying to add people in, and they'll have a group to go to, when they come in, because most of my people do feel like orphans. They're here and there everywhere, and there's not a group. So
you could do a Zoom for the long distance people.
That's what I'm hoping we'll do a combination of Zoom calls and commit to 3, and maybe even our own little Facebook group.
Awesome.
So we'll see what everyone else wants to do, and I had one person who isn't a client. It doesn't do Isogenics. She's into traditional foods, and she came up to me at church the other day and said, "Is there any way I can get an accountability partner?" So it just seems to be, the universe keeps telling me that's what I need to do. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on.
So good, and you're such a great teacher, and congratulations. That's a huge thing. So
hopefully that will work, and that will help with some of my other struggles. So
and you'll get, because it really is all about group synergy and building community. And one of the reasons why Eric does emphasize speed, it's just it's easier. It gets really hard if it's really slow, because people sort of come in and they drop off and they do, stuff. There's something about the energetics of working as quickly as you can. You don't want to kill yourself or blow out your life, but to create impart some momentum does have its benefits. So it's something to consider in the future when you feel ready for it.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And Kathleen.
I actually wanted to share a little bit something about that really quick, about how much more impact that has. I have my own public Facebook page that started originally about, like we were doing a food seminar, me and a couple of my friends I went to high school with. And having that support there has become its own creature. And there are people that check in every day and reach out, and like complete strangers find it on the internet. And then, if you're working with a Facebook culture, they're looking for that support. And then randomly we found one golden egg. She came in and she's part of a prayer group, and she added 160 people to our page.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I went through it and I made sure that they were all legit and they weren't scary folks, but it really was awesome. And it's not about the brand, it's not about the business, it's about that support.
Yes.
And like my friend that I started this idea with she's a home-based business. She does jewelry and she does makeup, and there's someone else that does like essential oils. Like, we've become this community on accident. It's the wonder. And so there's a lot of people looking for that support that you can give them that you didn't even realize. We create rapport all the time. So that was, when you just said that, it really rang with me. I'm like, yeah. So my group has grown, like, and I just get on there and post every day. Hi, how you doing? How's everybody? How we feeling? Whatever. And people respond or don't respond, but the support is there. It's really neat.
And the name of your page or group again is what?
It's Healthy Mind, Body, and Spirit.
I love it. I see that pop up quite a bit in my news.
Yeah. So, and what we did is I just made sure that I was active. I just made sure that we were on there every day. And I'm like, Alicia, get on there and post something. And I'm like, go say stuff. If like your hard times, your good times, your easy times, be what. She goes, I don't know, I'm not inspired right now. I go, so put it up there. She goes, okay. Okay. And it works.
Yeah, because people feel heard.
And, well, there's the connection to the humanity.
Yeah.
Like, we're all just people, we're just trying to make it. We're just, our victories, our successes, our trips, our falls, our everything. And that support with each other. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I don't know what it's going to grow into. I have no idea. It just is. It's there.
I love it.
I know, right? So whatever that, and that's my rapport building. So that's like my beginning of, like creating the branding, and then I have my own personal page that is different, and then the branding is there. So it's in motion. Like I'm building my business, through, internet, like persona building. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to share something really neat that I'm doing with my sponsor. So we've all talked about money, and I have a hard time holding on to it, and I actually can't even identify money and what it's supposed to do. I have a really weird relationship with money. So every day for the next 30 days, we are spending money, and we're doubling the amount of it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're only a couple of days into it, and I think actually tomorrow it hits 1 million, and I have to spend $1 million.
Interesting.
It's hard. It's really hard. I have a very Spartan mindset. I have a very Spartan, frugal idea of what my wants and loves are. Most of the things that I like are not monetary. So I'm having a really hard time. Yeah. Well, oh, that's excessive. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have to spend it all. I can't save anything. I have to spend it all. So it's a real good exercise, and talking about the magic and like energies and how you put energy out, about like, if I have a frugal mindset, I'm not bringing abundance to me.
Exactly.
I am bringing all of the other things that make me happy, which have no monetary value. I even have a hard time asking for like I'm starting dog training and I'm having a hard time asking to be compensated for it. You know what I mean? Like, so I have to say I am worth something. So
That's right.
this is really good for me.
Oh my God. I love the fact that you brought up that exercise because I've been through it a couple times with different groups. It's a brilliant exercise. I think we want to have Bridget on and Mary on maybe the next one we do next week. Let's look at doing that as a group. I think that
so much fun. Guys, oh my God, I just planned a whole year. I didn't even get to $1 million and I already gave myself a year vacation on the road.
Nice.
I bought a Volvo semi and a fifth wheel, and I have vacation. I have like 52 national parks that I've actually paid for a whole week for. I did all the research. You know what I mean? Like,
you're putting it into motion.
Yeah.
It's the coolest exercise.
It was so fun.
Do me a favor, Katie, is that inside the thread, whatever the name of that exercise is, put it in there, and then I'll go search it out.
I have no idea. I'll find it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know it's out there, and there's a lot of groups that use it. So it's a phenomenal exercise.
Yeah.
It will definitely push all of us. I can pretty much guarantee. Like,
it's interesting. I'm learning a lot about what is really, I'm tapping into the energies that I have surrounding money.
That is powerful. You have a great sponsor. Oh my God. Awesome. I'm sure some of those things are being taught through David Wood and some of the different things.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wish Mary and Bridget were here, but they're not, so they'll have to catch the replay. There's one little other win I'd like to share. When you have someone that's totally not interested in something, we all know that, right? I had a friend from another company. I loved her. She's Canadian. Just, when you just meet someone and they're just so amazing on every level, high integrity, love people. Anyway, she had a bad experience along with me, with a lot of other people on this other thing. And, but we always would just sort of stay in touch and like each other's comments and stuff like that. Then one day I decided to be more overt. I wasn't waiting for her to come to me. I came to her and we chit-chatted back and forth. And I said, would you be open to me adding you to this group? It's about what I'm doing. It's about uplifting and health, wellness. And she just said, sure. It was like, Faith, because it's you, I'll let you add me to the group. I'm totally not interested. Okay, got it. Add you to the group. And then I somehow would always keep forgetting to follow up with her. Wonder why. So I let her percolate in there for a few months. I mean, you just don't know. And then all of a sudden the other day, she just popped right up in my private message. I am ready to get signed up in Isogenics. and not only that, if I like this experience, I want to build this business. Now, that's a little bit 180-degree view from the other, right? No, because I think the first thing she told me, all those businesses are so hard to build. But one of the things that she realized that the company is really substantial. And she realized it on her own. And she said, because the few things that she has been involved with have been a little shaky. So I felt very much like, okay, I stepped out of my comfort zone with someone who I had a feeling was not going to be really open. But you just don't want to prejudge too much. You don't know what's in someone's heart. And I think that's why I wanted to share that today. I also enrolled another friend who could be 2 years ago hated Isogenics. He absolutely hated it. Every time he talked to me, well, what are you doing with that shake? Blah, blah, blah. And then 2 years later, he was right. And our system, again, going back to the group and then going back to the private message, he made the decision in the private message thread. And now Brooke was already going to move forward regardless of me putting her in the group. She had just decided like that. But Robert was not until he started meeting Mary and some of the other people on the team. So I'm saying all this is that really incorporate that 3 4-way thread, whatever you want to call it, because it will go a long way. And I'd like to have everyone on the call. I'll reach out to Bridget and Mary, and let's next week decide when we want to start up the the week-long launch thing. I think we should give ourselves a month.
Yeah.
And we're all in agreement. I'm pretty sure Mary and Bridget will be too, but I'd like to include them. And then get that set up that way, and then start just focusing on building our new people and having fun and building relationships, and let that be sort of the focus for a bit. And then anything else that comes up. And do that cool exercise that Katie brought up. I love it, love it, love it. Love you guys. Anything last minute that you want to share? You guys are all good. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.
Have a good day.